culottes arrived yesterday. So look at how cute they are. I shouldn't really say that about myself, but they kind of are. And I love them with just a plain white tee. So thank you, Donna. I love my culottes. Anyway, moving on, I will just tell you what is going on today. So basically, I've got a special guest coming on, and we are going to mix and match some sort of investment Lisou pieces with just other things from our wardrobe, just to show how if you buy a great investment piece, you can just sort of keep wearing it. If you pick the right things, it will last you for a really long time, and just how it works, within your day-to-day life, especially in these times we're living where, people are seeing you. So why not look great and just change up an outfit that you've bought by just putting a different top with it. One thing I did realise actually when I was doing this exercise and trying to sort of put some outfits together is that I actually don't have that many tops. A lot of them just seem to be t-shirts. So I'm going to have a word with my husband, who is the one who's always like, don't buy tops, you've got plenty of tops in your wardrobe, you've got all those Lisou clothes, which is true, I do. But every now and again, you want to wear something a little bit different, something by somebody else. So for me, it's clearly t-shirts. And today you can see I'm making a little kind of community homage. My t-shirt is my Grenfell t-shirt, which I absolutely love. And yeah, I should tell you about our special guest. So our special guest today is strategic consultant and former fashion buying director, Erin Mullaney. So I don't know if she's there. Erin, are you there yet? No, she's not there yet. So basically, Erin is also a part of Team Lisou. She's someone who not just works for us, but has become a great, great friend. In fact, we hit it off from the minute we met. So it's fantastic. I get to work with a really close friend. I mean, who could ask for more than that? I did have a question to answer as well for everybody, which was somebody had asked, when are we making more headbands? And what I would say about the headbands is that you're just about to join Erin. So what I would say about the headbands is basically the reason we don't have them all the time is it's our way of reducing wastage. So any kind of surplus offcuts that we have left at the end of the season when a collection's been made, we then upcycle into something else. So it might be hairbands, which is why we do so many assortments of prints, because it really depends what is left on the cutting room floor. And yeah, so we will be making more. It might be a little bit more towards the end of the season or in a couple of months or two. So keep your eyes peeled. I think Erin is now ready to join us. Hi, Erin. Oh, you're sideways.
I know. I'm having some technical problems. I don't know how to change it. Is that really annoying?
Well, I can't. It's hard because I'm looking at you like that. So
it's a bit weird. Hold on one second.
Yeah, just move it round because we'll still see you. Perfect.
Well,
perfect. But you're not in shot, so you need to just angle it down a bit.
I've lost the angle. I had my techie man, my lovely husband Joe, do the whole lighting and everything. He's been so good, but now I'm going to have to go from underneath, which I didn't want to do, but I'll do it anyway. Okay.
Brilliant. Oh, well. Hello, gorgeous to see you. I miss you so much, I have to say.
I know. Well, I was just thinking, we get to speak about 5 or 10 times a day, but we don't ever get to play dress up together.
I know. And also sadly, we don't get to go out together.
I know, which I really miss.
I know. Soon come. So I've just explained what we're doing today, and that we're just going to show a bit of our wardrobes. But before we did that, I just really wanted you to tell people a little bit about yourself, your career, how you ended up being a fashion strategic consultant, which I obviously have real problems saying. So sort of give us a little bit of Erin's world in a nutshell.
Okay. Oh God, I'll try and condense it so it's not too boring. But essentially, my background is 2 things. So I started as a strategy consultant with Accenture right out of college, and I did 4 or 5 years there, New York and London office. And then I just really wanted to pursue fashion my whole life, and I just didn't know how to get into it. And I applied, I would say, to probably about 100 different applications. to like LVMH, Richemont, like Gucci Group, all the big sort of luxury brands. And of course, at the time, I was just rejected. Everyone just rejected me. So I was like, right. I said to my dad, you know, how am I going to do this? I need to get into fashion. I don't know how, but I just know that this is my calling. And he was like, right, if you go out and get some experience in the industry, then if you want to do your own store or your own boutique or something one day, then I'll help you. I'll back you, but you need to go get the experience. So off I went. And then 15 years later, I've basically been a buyer or a buying director or fashion director for pretty much all of the best stores, I think, the best stores in the UK. So I started at Harrods. I went to Selfridges after that. And then I was at Browns, which was probably just the epitome of like everything I wanted to do with my career and my life was just, you know, a wonderful experience to work with Mrs. B from Browns. And it was right before she retired and right before they sold to Farfetch. So I was so lucky to have her wisdom and her knowledge imparted to me, and I will never forget it. But so that was wonderful.
It was such a sort of iconic luxury boutique.
It is. It still is. It's
Erin,
amazing to see that. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. We've just got a bit of a visual issue and a bit of an audio issue with your screen. Are you using Wi-Fi or 4G? And if possible, could you switch to the other one? Just because you're quite blurry.
Oh God. I am so bad at this stuff, Cam. Let me just see.
Can I just say, I only manage it because I've got Cam here. If it was down to me, honestly, none of this would be happening. It's not easy, technology.
Because I'm sure you look lovely at the moment, but we're seeing a bit of a Picasso image. So
yeah, you are slightly blurred, and we want to see your gorgeous face.
Can you see me now?
Yes, when you come closer, I can really see your face a bit more. Yes, I think that's better, isn't it?
I better have to just kneel down. Is that any better?
That's much better. That's much better.
Much better.
Oh,
okay, I'll leave you guys to it.
I can see your gorgeous face.
Hello.
So sorry,
I'm not very good at all this. As you can tell, this is my first. I haven't been on Instagram for like a year, so thank you for inviting me. But it's my first live thing, so I'm glad it's with you because it's easy because you're a friend. So anyway, yeah. After Browns, I just thought I was getting to the point where I'd done it for almost 15 years, and I was traveling. I would say 4 or 5 months of the year I wasn't home, and it was just getting so intense. So I just thought there's got to be, what's my next step? How do I transition my career from being a buyer and having to do all the fashion weeks and all the shows, and which is really, really grueling. It's wonderful. I'm glad I did it, but it's definitely a young person's game.
Yeah.
So I sort of kind of sidestepped. Well, actually, I did Avenue 32 after Browns, which was an amazing experience. To be part of a startup like that, which was one of the first marketplaces for independent brands.
Yeah.
So we were started at the same time as Farfetch, and we had a very similar concept, except they did boutiques and we did emerging brands. So I was very proud of that project with
I loved Avenue 32.
Partner. I miss it, actually. I was a big customer as well. And I do feel, there's things like Adderley out there who we're working with as well for Lisou. And they're doing a great job promoting independent brands and boutiques.
Yeah.
But I do think that the edit and the selection on Avenue, I mean, I'm biased, obviously, but I thought it was really unique and different.
Yeah.
So yeah, after that, I sort of sidestepped and I thought maybe I'll go work in-house for a luxury brand. That'll be a new experience. So I was lucky enough to work for Mr. Tom Ford, which was an amazing opportunity. I'll never forget that. He taught me a lot about sort of the inner workings of a big luxury brand, and how different it can be from the outside, from what it looks like to everyone else, and what it's actually going on the inside. So that was really interesting. And it was kind of like I just got thrown into the deep end there, and I was head of women's wear worldwide. So that was quite a big job. And then I just realized that actually there's no less travel.
Well, I was going to say that. It's just as full on.
Yeah, it was really full on. I was going to LA because he was there doing his movie. I was there 2 or 3 times a month sometimes, and then going over to visit all our stores all over the world. So trips to Asia, trips to Europe, trips to the US. I think we did 7 or 8 stores in 3 days in the US once. So it actually wasn't any better than being a buyer. So I then decided that, there's lots and lots of really great brands out there that would need my experience or could use my experience that probably couldn't afford me full time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of when I came up with the idea of doing this consultancy. And that was about 4 years ago now. And I've never looked back. I love it, every minute of it.
Well, what's gorgeous is that what you bring to the whole thing is years and years of experience. And also you're coming from the other side. So that, for me, sort of from a designer point of view, is really, really interesting, because you'll see, you know, your advice that you give me is from a buyer perspective as well as, you know, as a strategic consultant. So that is so helpful, because there are sometimes I've done things and you've just said to me that just, you know, that just won't work, or I've seen that kind of thing before and it doesn't sell. And so, you know, that's amazing for me. I feel so lucky that you're part of our team.
Oh, well, I love working with you guys, and I have to say you are a breeze to work with. I was thinking about it before this call. I was like, if all my clients could be like you, really.
Oh, but it's only now that you've organised me. So, because when you came, you were like, seriously, really, we need a whole format here. You can't just...
Yeah, we worked on the critical path the first
but
all,
it's,
which is
you know, I didn't know about that. So it was such a helpful thing, because it just suddenly made everything much easier, and it made everything make more sense. So,
and I have to say, because we've done such a good job with that in the last year and a half together, we were actually ahead of the game when this whole coronavirus thing happened. So we'd already ordered our fabrics. We kind of put in our initial order that we thought we were going to get from wholesalers. Like, we were really ahead of it. And then this whole thing hit and our factories shut and all that kind of stuff. But we're still actually going to manage to pull out of this on time, I think.
Yeah.
Deliveries that are going to be, you know, around September, October, hopefully. Yeah. So I'm really proud of how quickly Lisou as a brand has repositioned and kind of gone
adapted,
with adapted. Yeah, I think that's definitely a benefit of being a small emerging brand, that you have a lot more flexibility to do that. But you guys have done that extremely well.
Well, all of us, the whole team, but a lot of it as well is, I think it's like my school days thing, where slightly I get obsessed with being teacher's pet and getting a gold star. So I'm a bit like that with you. I'm like, shit, I haven't done this. Erin's not going to be happy. I better go and get my shit together.
I know. And I'm quite good at cracking the whip.
You're really good at that. And I respond to that, because I'm really like, I want to be the best. I want her to like me best. Quite tragic.
You're like, look, I've ordered all my fabric, Erin.
Literally, that's how it goes.
Yeah, no, we're a good team.
So wait, sorry, what were you saying? Oh, yes. So in a while, we're going to do some questions. First of all, we are just going to talk about, you know, how we mix and match our Lisou pieces, how we, you know, buy that one key investment piece and make it work across your wardrobe and, you know, for a long time. So my first real top tip is, because I was saying, Erin, before you joined us, that I really realised that I actually don't have a lot of tops that aren't Lisou. It seems to be all T-shirts.
Yeah, no, I'm the same, actually.
So I was like, oh my God, tops, where are they? But my top tip that I really, really wanted to share is, I wear quite a lot of kind of slim fit T-shirts, which I really, really like. And I think whether you wear a slim fit or a loose fit, the really key thing when you're wearing T-shirts during the summer, get a really good T-shirt bra. Don't wear anything lacy, because it'll show through. But a T-shirt bra just will give you that scaffolding. And because it's a tight fit, you know, you want your boobs to look perky, let's be honest.
Obviously. Clearly.
So
yeah, no, you are the queen of the tight fit T-shirt, I have to say.
I do love a tight fit T-shirt.
Yeah, I love the one you're wearing, actually. Is that a Grenfell?
This is my Grenfell one, which is one of my faves. The other thing about tight fit tee, your boobs look bigger.
Yeah, even when you don't have any, like me. Hold on, I've got one here, which I was going to put with. I'm really into this brand Alix. It's like T-shirt bodysuits.
Okay. Oh, nice.
So if you wear it with one of our skirts, like the Eva skirt, for example, it never comes up. It's just the perfect tuck, like perma tuck.
Oh my God, I need that.
So they're really soft, like this tencel kind of sustainable fabric as well. And I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think we've got some new exciting products coming.
We've got some new,
a little teaser,
exciting T-shirts of our own coming out soon, and we are actually going to be doing this kind of tight fit and also a looser fit for people who just, you know, don't like the tight fit thing. So keep your eyes peeled, people, because T-shirts soon come.
Yeah, exactly. With a Lisou twist, obviously.
With a Lisou twist, obviously. And, you know, we're hoping for June. So fingers crossed we get those in June. And if not, it'll be around about that time. And you'll know about it because we'll do an an Insta Live TV thing.
Definitely.
But I love that top.
So I'm wearing the Betty, obviously, which is everyone's perennial favorite, and it's our bestseller. But it's in the new rainbow print and this is the Lisou blue. So we do this blue every single season, don't we?
It's
pretty much been
blue
in the collection from the beginning. Yeah, this blue, which I love, because what it means is you can actually mix and match different seasons together.
Exactly.
So if I had a pair of trousers from last season, they'd be pretty much the same exact blue, so I could mix the top and trouser.
Yeah.
But this is the matching set, and I just think, for me, this is just so elegant.
I love that
matching. I can dress it up or down. I can obviously wear them separately with jeans.
Yeah.
I can wear the trousers with trainers and like a sweatshirt to dress it down. So there's so much flexibility in these two pieces. I love it. And then I've got a little headband.
A little bit jumpsuit as well.
Yeah, everyone asks me if it's a jumpsuit. Yeah. It's like, I always get that comment. And then this is just the blazer I had on from the picture that you guys posted I think yesterday.
Oh, no.
So I'm a bit of a blazer girl. I think it's
you are a blazer girl.
I love a blazer.
They really suit you. They don't really look so great on me. No.
I don't know why. I just think a blazer just smartens everything up. Makes you look business.
It does. Can you come up close with the print just so that we can have a good look?
Oh, the print, yeah. There you go. Can you see the rainbows? These are all hand-drawn by Rini. I know. And how funny. You didn't know about all this, NHS rainbow stuff when this happened.
I know. We're like the perfect first stop. We've got rainbows.
It's crazy that happened.
I
know. And they're so cute because they look like they're sort of hand-drawn by kids.
Well, it's called, the whole collection obviously is called Rainbow Supernova. So it's really funny that it's just happened in that way. And I love rainbows anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of really happy. And what makes me even happier is that we are giving 20% of proceeds to the NHS. And in fact, actually, it's specifically to help nurses, especially afterwards and during this time, where obviously they're going to need psychological and, just help getting over what they've seen and what they've been through.
Absolutely.
And, we all know it's no piece
such a great initiative.
We all know it's no piece of cake being, being in that frontline healthcare workers. So it's a nice initiative. And then if you buy that rainbow print, obviously it's a very kind of clear, I'm supporting the NHS at the same time. I'm looking fab.
Yeah. And we've been having, I know these headbands, I think you were just saying before I joined that they're pretty much sold out now.
Yeah.
And they're made from all of our offcuts and upcycled fabric. So we will do more. Every season we'll use the offcuts and do more of them, I guess, because they've been so successful. But I also have one of our little scarves, which is one of the original prints that you did, which I love. And I was just thinking, I wear these like in the summer. I just sort of, sorry, my roots. You see why I'd like the headband, because they cover me. I
think we've all got that issue at the moment.
Oh my God, it's getting out of control. So I just sort of put them in my hair like that. It's quite preppy, but I think it's really cute.
No, it's so cute.
Or I'll put them on my handbag or something like that. But they're really, I think they're, what are they, 35 quid?
Yeah.
And again, the 20% goes to the NHS. So it's a great little thing to buy.
They're quite
for
kind
gifts
of cool on your wrist as well. I mean, I do what you do. I put them on bags, and I love when you've got like a little straw basket. I mean, I know we're not going anywhere at the moment, but just tying them on the end of a little straw basket, or
I was just going to do that. Part of my next look, my summer look. Well, do you want to change into your next outfit?
I do. Do you know what? Every time I see that bag, I have such bag envy.
I mean, this is my little the Wave straw basket, which I've had for 2 seasons now, and I just can't stop carrying it. It's such a good bag.
It's such a
fits everything.
Bag.
So very cute. Not that we're going anywhere exciting. One of the things I would say, I'm not a handbag person at all, so this whole not leaving the house or needing a handbag actually quite suits me.
I am actually. I also realise not only handbags, but I'm quite a shoe girl. I love a shoe.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a shoe girl. I love shoes.
And
I don't do a lot of accessories, but shoes are my thing.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Sure.
And also, I find that with shoes and handbags and coats, I quite like to do that's another investment piece for me. If I get like a really good pair of shoes, then and I literally I've got shoes that are 20 years old. And,
same.
you know, like
Have
when
you
I
ever
was
had them?
chatting to Donna and she had her platforms, I literally rushed home because I was like, I know I have something like that in my wardrobe.
Yeah, I know, and you forget about them, and then they're in boxes, because I kind of like put all mine with pictures in boxes and stuff, and then you're like, you discover a pair. Like I found some old Manolo Blahniks this morning, which I hadn't worn in like 4 years, and I was like, ooh, it's like a little surprise.
It is.
So what are you wearing? Is
So
that
now
skirt?
I've got the little Libby skirt on, so I'm just going to walk
That's
back,
so
which is
cute.
the heart pin. And again, in the
Yeah.
summer, I probably would just put it on with a t-shirt. And as I said the other day, I'm not very good at, I very rarely do heels with a short skirt.
Yeah.
I always do flats. Is it possible for you to just angle the camera so we can just see the whole thing?
It's so cute. It's just above the knee.
Okay, you can't angle it on the-
No, you can't do that. Okay, so basically
did-
the Libby,
We did these come in a couple colours, don't they?
it comes in a mango colour and it also comes in this pink. And I'm just standing
Yeah,
here
go up on the step. There you go.
because I just want you to see that it's like a little mini. Oh,
Your
and
shoes.
I've got up another one.
So cute. Oh, look at your shoes.
So it is really
I love
sweet.
those.
So my shoes,
Yeah.
I'm going to come closer to show you because I think you are going to love these.
Oh, they're adorable.
They are little kind of mules, basically, with a pointy toe, completely flat.
I need those.
So super, super, super easy for the summertime. And sadly, I do know they don't make these anymore.
Oh no, you're being so mean. Where are they
Sorry,
from?
they are from Prada, lucky me.
Yeah,
So,
of course. I thought they might be.
so again, but the thing is, if you think about,
They're so
I know
cute.
they're expensive, but the thing is, if you start to think about cost per wear, the
Oh,
more
yeah.
you have
You have to do that.
something, you know, the more, it's like an investment piece. I keep all my shoes, and I've got shoes that, you know, that are really, really old, but actually fashion's very cyclical, and there'll always be a time when you're like, oh, that's a really cute look, or I really like that shoe with it. So this is kind of my this summer staple. I mean, I like the little bit of shine, and you know, because it's a mule, it's just super, super easy. Slide it on and you're good to go.
I'm going to change really quick while you're talking.
And also, I would also wear this Libby skirt with, I'm just going to show you the other colourway. I would also wear the orange, similarly, but I've got a different top to show you with the orange. And I just think that, you know, having that shoe, having a patent shoe as well, they don't get dirty, you can just kind of wipe them clean. And it just makes it, you know, a little bit smarter. So, what was I going to do? Am I going to go and change at the same time as Erin? Probably not. Oh yeah, Erin, we were going to do, while we were doing this, we were going to do some quick fire questions.
Okay.
I mean, not, I say quick fire, you know, I can't do quick because I'm a chatterbox. So,
Yeah, we always get a bit distracted, don't we?
don't we ever? I think the world can imagine how our regular conversations go. It's all just clothes, clothes, fashion, fashion.
I mean, I think, yeah, you and I can just finish each other's sentences most of the time.
Totally. So, Cam, can I have that first question?
So we've had a couple of questions here. The first question we've got is what your first impressions were of each other.
Oh my God.
Ooh, good one.
Okay, I'm going to answer that really quickly while you're changing my bit.
Yeah.
So my first impressions of you, in a nutshell, were highly intelligent, really kind, with a big heart, and brilliant, brilliant fun.
Oh, thank you. Pretty much the same. I mean, I just remember thinking, because I'd heard about you, obviously, from Philip, who introduced us, Philip Bodenham, who's our PR as well.
Yeah.
And he'd been going on and on for about a year about this girl, Reenie, you've got to meet her, she's fabulous. And I had just had my baby. So I think that when I met you, it was my first night out since I'd had my baby.
It was. Because similarly,
Yeah, I was
he'd
like,
been
woo!
talking to me about you, and I remember we'd gone to a drinks party, and that slightly suddenly turned into the very early-ish hours of the morning, and we were just like the whole time.
Yeah. We went for dinner. So we met at this little party, like a fashion sort of, I think it was Philip's leaving party.
Yeah.
And I met you and your husband, Andy, and it was like one of those things when you meet someone, which doesn't happen to me that often because I don't really need new friends at this age.
But that's the gorgeous thing, was meeting each
yeah.
other you know, at a later stage. And it actually really restored my faith in the fact that actually, you know, you can just meet new fabulous people all the time.
Absolutely. I think that's how I felt. And I just remember thinking, like, when you're back in school and you meet like the really cool girl and you're like, right, I've got to be friends with her. She will be my friend. That was my first impression. I was like, I've got to make her my friend.
Oh.
So that leads into the second question, which is asking what your favourite thing is about each other.
Ooh. Oh gosh, that's a tough one.
I can tell you exactly what my favourite thing about you is. I love the fact that you're pragmatic, decisive, and you've got a real can-do, you know, let's not waste time moaning about it, like, let's just get on with it attitude, which
that is exactly
love.
what I was going to say about you. I think that's why we get on, because we are very similar actually in that way. And I do sort of don't really tolerate people that are wishy-washy and don't really know what they want to do, what their direction is. Like that, I've have very little patience for that. Yeah. So when I met you, I think I think the word I would use about you is you're very resilient. And I think that's something I admire very much in you, because you've been through so much in your life to get where you are now, and to have started this company at a later age after you've had your kids, you know, your kids who are now grown. I just have so much admiration for you for doing that and sort of going after your dream, making it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the really nice positive side. We've started off with that.
Oh God, now it all gets messy.
The next thing we've got is what for both of you has been your worst habit during this lockdown?
Oh God, easily. Netflix. Haven't watched so much in, you know, literally screen time. I feel like I've got square eyes. And obviously alcohol.
Yeah, we have the same bad habit, which is wine, I think. Or you might have G&T. I have rosé. That's my sort of bad habit right now. Like once or twice, 1 or 2 glasses a night, I would say.
Yeah, no, that's the awful thing, is that all that discipline, because the thing is, Sunday bleeds, every day is sort of the same.
It's all blurring together, yeah.
I keep calling lockdown like it's like an eternal Christmas day, because you've got all your family at home.
That's not a very good descriptor. It's like Groundhog Day, but a bad one.
Yeah, it's like lock-in.
Yeah. It is. And you're not allowed out to have your hair done or your nails done, which is even worse.
I know. Shocking. Oh, talk me through your outfit while I quickly do a change.
So I wish the camera angle was a bit better, but so you could see the full look. I wish I could turn it a bit more that way. How do I do that? Is that any better?
Is that any better?
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is called the Alexa, and we actually had it in Rainbow Dash in silk, and this is a silk wall, which is like a cotton silk mix. So it's lined, so it's doubled, but it's a really, really lightweight, sort of very thin fabric for summer. And we've done the little lily print, which you can see the little lilies, which we've done in silk as well. And it's just really great. It's got these little pleats and pin tucks down the front. It's fully button front with a little collar. And it's got our 3/4 sort of signature sleeve. Not as puffy as the Betty sleeve, but still quite cute and a bit feminine. Pockets. I mean, it's basically the perfect sort of holiday summer dress, I would say. And I was going to put it with my bag, which is now behind my camera, but the one I just showed you, the straw basket bag. And I would take this with me to Portugal on holiday this summer if I ever get to go. But I could also probably wear it in the city, wear it to work. It's just really versatile, this dress. And I've put it with, you're gonna hate these really. I knew you would hate them. So I just bought these from Matches, one of my only splurges. But they're like these like really nice Japanese tivas.
Oh my God, I'm so glad that you've already gone, really, you're gonna hate these.
So, I love them, I'm obsessed. They've got like the lightest Vibram sole, and they're like Velcro. I mean, how tacky, right? But I just think they're so cute. So instead of wearing Birkenstocks with everything, I'm wearing these now.
I might have to stop you.
I know, I knew you would hate that.
It's the Velcro element I have problems with there.
I know. I never thought I'd wear Tevas again since I was like 14, but yeah, there we go.
And what's the belt? Did you talk us through the belt?
No, I haven't. So this dress comes with a self belt, which is here, which I love, with a little square buckle. But I've just put this I found this old vintage, well, it's not even vintage, it's Temperley,
I love that
which I've had for years. It's just a really lovely colour, and it matches my little Loewe bag, so I started bringing it out again.
No, I love that belt. Love that belt.
But yeah, this is the perfect holiday dress, I was saying, don't you think?
Yeah. No,
We were saying
easy.
when
And
we
also,
did it, we were like,
quite a nice dress if you're doing, you know, if you're at the beach. I don't really like to kind of go to the table in a bikini.
yeah,
So it's quite a good sort of throw over. You could just
absolutely.
pop it on top of your bikini, do up a couple of buttons, and maybe if you want to, show a bit more leg.
Yeah, exactly. It buttons all the way up, so it's lovely. Very, very versatile. And what are you wearing, miss, on top?
So I have changed into the second Libby, which is in orange. So that's
I love the orange on you.
the orange. And
It really
I find with orange, you've kind of got to be, sometimes it's quite difficult to find a match for it. So wrecking my wardrobe today, I found this old kind of cream silk top.
Oh, I love
that
that.
has this kind of, I don't know if you can see, it sort of has like a
Yeah.
print running through it, but not quite.
Yeah.
It just
I
has
love the
some,
knot, the front. It's beautiful.
some texture. But I just think, you know, warm summer days, this is kind of quite a cute little look. And because it's off-white, it just, you know, the orange
So
isn't
cute.
too garish. And what I also love about this top is the back is
Yeah.
super flattering. I don't know if because, I don't know if I'm showing it to you properly. But again, this is one of those tops where, in fact, it's really old Isabel Marant, and I think I have had it for probably a good 10 to 12 years.
You are so good at keeping things.
So-
You always know what to keep and what not to keep. You've got the most amazing vintage collection of anyone I know, I would say.
I'm so vintage obsessed. I mean, so many, like my shoes and, you know, I just like scouring vintage places. And the other reason I love doing it is because you end up with something that nobody else has got. You know, you just...
I also love the way you're very good at mixing and matching. And this is something I was thinking about as I was preparing for today, is mixing Lisou with my other clothes. It's actually harder to do than you think, because Lisou is so distinctive and it's so, you know, sits on its own really. So it's easier to wear head to toe Lisou than it is to actually mix it in with other things, I think, which I think means your brand has its own DNA, and it's a very strong DNA, which is great.
Brilliant. And also it's a good reason to do this today, just to show that there are lots and lots of different ways that you can wear something. So
I'll go into my next outfit.
Okay, as you go into your next outfit, let's have another question.
So obviously you've both been enjoying dressing up and looking good. What else has been keeping you sane during the lockdown?
Oh gosh. But you're a runner, right, Rena? You're really good at that.
I am. I find that actually not doing exercise makes me a little bit twitchy. I find running quite meditative, and I also, just because you're on your own, nobody can interrupt you, you're just with your thoughts. And also just sort of mental health wise, I just think it's a good thing to just go out, have that little space on your own, get some fresh air.
Definitely.
And
Yeah, I agree.
you know, why not? I think just it's finding the thing that's for you. Running is not for everybody. But if you find, you know, the exercise, whatever it is that works for you, then go for it.
Yeah.
I'd also say, sorry, hon, I'd also say that the other thing that really, really has got me through it is laughter. So I'm really fortunate in that I live with a pair of jokers. So it really is hilarious. I mean, the other day we were here packing orders. I don't think I've ever laughed so much whilst packing orders, because it's not, you know, I mean, it's nice to do, but when you've got a lot to pack, it can sometimes be a bit unfunny. So that,
Yeah, your kids are pretty hilarious. Cam, you are particularly funny. I know you're there listening.
They do loads of like little skits, which really crack me up.
They're quite funny, aren't they?
So what's been getting you through?
For me, it's a little bit, not harder. It's hard for everyone to find their thing, but I've been doing Pilates in my loft, which is where I am now, because this is like the only place in my house where I can go and my little 2-year-old can't find me. I'm like, I just like run away. But it's really hard to get, I'm not a morning person, so I can't just get up at 6 a.m. and go for a run. It's just not, I don't function that way. So I have to do it, and then I'm not also knackered at 7 or 8 p.m. So I'm finding it really hard to find the time and space to do that. So yeah, for me it's the Pilates, and I try and do it at 7 a.m. for like 30-40 minutes, and that's kind of all I get, but it's helping me a lot.
Yeah, I find actually I'm the opposite. I kind of can't really talk to anyone until I've been for my run.
Yeah, no, I think I need to start doing that, actually.
Yeah.
Need to get up a bit
I
earlier.
just find it clears the cobwebs, and actually everyone in my family is quite used to the fact that I don't do chit chat before I've been for my run.
That is true. You and I, neither of us are morning people, actually. It quite works. We kind of come alive in the evenings, don't we?
Oh no, definitely.
Just quickly, again, guys, we've had someone asking if you could show the pink bell dress just before they order it. If you've got that on you can try on.
Yes.
You have it?
I'm gonna have to just quickly look for it. But yeah, Erin, do you want to talk through your outfit?
I'll talk through my outfit.
And I'll go get the belt.
Can you still see my full screen or not?
No, it's still half and half, unfortunately.
No, I mean like it's not breaking up or anything.
Oh no, you're all good.
So this is one of my favourite dresses in the collection. It's called the Clémence, and it's literally just a little cap sleeve, very, very straight line, very clean dress, and it goes pretty much down to the ankles. So it's like it's not a maxi, but it's not a midi. It's ankle length, and I just think you can put it with trainers, but you could also wear it to a wedding. I think it's dressy enough and just really different because of the zigzag print. So this is the rainbow zigzag, which again was all hand drawn by Rini, and we've done it in the jacquard fabric, which you can see. I think I showed you earlier, which is the Eva skirt. So it looks completely different. This is silk twill that I'm wearing, and this is the silk jacquard, which is a bit thicker. And it's got a bit of a gold thread going through the skirt. But yeah, same print, but looks completely different, I think. And this has pockets, of course. We try and make all the dresses with pockets because we know women love them. And yeah, it's really comfortable. Oh, where's she putting it on?
I am putting it on right away. And I've just got
the perfect dress for a wedding.
I've got to really just do a very slight disclaimer, which is that because I've just taken it out of its bag, it has not been steamed. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't expecting anyone to ask me to wear it, so.
Yeah, we had Gail Rinkov on last week, and she it's her favourite dress, so she put it on and she looked fabulous in it. So we've had quite a lot of people interested in that dress this week.
Okay, so a little bit creased. It would normally be falling over.
Love that.
But that's the pink. And I'll go up one step just so you can see that it is a long dress. And I have got it on with some red, very high heels. So you can sort of see how long it is coming down.
It's great with red. Red accessories look great with that.
Nearly fell over. So I think I showed these red shoes when Joe Elvin was on, which are, again, massive favourite. I love the little tie that goes on the top. And actually weirdly really comfortable. And when they came out, they came in another colour, and I constantly wish I got both colours. But then
are they John Vito Rossi ones?
They are John Vito Rossi ones.
Yeah, gorgeous.
So you can see I am a real investment shoe girl, and then I'll wear my whatever my current favourite is to death. And then these will go in a cupboard. I'll forget about them for a while, and then I'll suddenly remember them again. So that's what I love. But yes, this is my lovely princess dress that makes me literally constantly want to twirl because it does this.
And it's made of, it's all silk twill mixed with silk tulle, isn't it?
Exactly. So there's silk underneath for the lining, the body of it, and then we've just got layers upon layers of this lovely silk tulle. And the reason for using this was I really didn't want a stiff tulle. I wanted it to be really nice and soft and also sort of floaty, and it really is super soft. And it
doesn't make you look big. It makes you look very kind of long and lean.
Well,
I would have thought that the layers made you look bigger than you are, but it doesn't really do that.
That's exactly what I love about it, is it doesn't make you look as you think it's going to make you look big, but it doesn't. And
it comes in red as well.
Quite nicely, because I wore this on my birthday, but I wore the red one. But what was really quite nice is because my belly is sort of here, I stuffed myself all night and no one was any the wiser.
Exactly.
So
I also heard you cooked a late night meal for your family in that dress.
oh my goodness. So literally that was exactly how that all went down on my birthday. So, you know, obviously
I love that story.
Had a gorgeous dinner, had a fab evening. I got to wear my little crown headband all night, so I really felt like a princess. Queen Reenie. And then came home, and obviously it was kind of late at night and everybody was getting hungry again. So literally I was making fried egg sandwiches in a full tulle dress with 4-inch heels on. And as I was doing it, I was kind of like, what am I doing? Like, who makes fried egg sandwiches wearing this?
Of course, when you told me, I was like, did you get any on the sample? Was the sample
I know, exactly. You're in trouble.
I was like, we haven't put that out to sell yet.
No, but the really funny thing was then, rather than taking the dress off and changing, no, I thought it'd be a good idea to just pop an apron over the top.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, you're hilarious.
So that was a look for sure. Probably not my finest.
So yeah, the dress.
So
Very versatile dress.
Can we have another question?
More questions?
So the next question is asking where either of you would go if there were no travel restrictions at the moment. Your first destination.
Erin?
Oh, that's easy. For me, I would go to Florida because I miss my mum and dad. My parents are in Florida and it just seems so far away right now.
Yeah, it is hard not seeing family. I mean, mine, I think, would be Tanzania for the same reason, seeing my family and, you know, just going somewhere that's inspiring to me and has a special place in my heart as a Tanzanian. And the other one would be Ibiza, because I love going to Ibiza every summer, having the whole family together, inviting friends.
Yeah, that's your happy place, isn't it?
It really is. I love to just not have to wear shoes the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, all of that. So
I hear you. Well, we might be able to go. I mean, mine's Portugal, so we have a house there. My whole family have a house there for years. And it's similar to your Ibiza. We go every August, and it's just my second home. I absolutely love it there. So I'm hoping and praying that we'll be able to go in August.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
And lastly, you're both mothers as well as successful businesswomen. So how do you make the children and work-life balance, work?
That's so you question, because I have to say, it's one of the many things I really, really admire about you, and I take my cap off to you, because you do an incredible, I mean, I could not do what you do. I could not work as hard as you do and have a toddler.
It's bloody tough, I'm not going to lie. I think it's better to be honest about it than to kind of sugarcoat it.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, you see me struggle. There was a lot of times in this past six months before the coronavirus where she was sick. I mean, every other week.
Yeah.
So I was having to kind of miss work and, balance everything. And it's, it's as much as wonderful as our partners are and our husbands are, they want mummy all the time. So it's always the mum that has to kind of juggle and take off work. And it's fine. And it's only for a year or two, I think, until they get better with their immune systems. But yeah, this whole thing, I think, with putting them back in school is probably the latest thing that's really weighing on me. I just don't really know what the right answer is. Obviously, I want to get back to work, but, I also don't feel comfortable putting my child back into a school environment right now when there's nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So I think that's really hard right now for a lot of mums with young kids. But yeah, otherwise, I think I'm realizing you just need help. You just need some good help. Whether that's grandma or nanny or babysitter or childminder or nursery, whatever it is, you just have to ask for help.
Yeah. And also just ask, I think, really good to ask other mothers as well. So I often, just go to advice from people who either have children that are the same age as my children or even older, because, it's just, they've experienced that. So it's really nice to hear from them. And as you say, to have really proper, honest feedback, because it just makes you feel so isolated when people say, oh, my kids sleep, everything's perfect, they eat everything. Absolutely. And you're just like, what happened? For me. It's
very discouraging when people don't tell the truth. And I think, that's one of the reasons, the first day that we met, I didn't think we even talked about work. You and I just talked about being mums.
Yeah.
And you gave me some of the best advice, and you still continue to give me great advice. So I really appreciate, because you've got, you know, older children and you've been through it, and you know all the tricks and all the hacks, and you know it's great to get someone that has your perspective on it as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, I sort of find that
I'm going to change one more time, and that's my last up.
Okay, to answer that question again, what I also find is that even though obviously you're much more hands-on when your children are little, so even though mine are older and grown up, you know, you don't stop being a mum ever. You know, you are a mum till the day you die, basically. It's like,
Cam, I think you can attest to that, Cam.
Yeah, no, literally, it's 365 days a year, 24 hours a day.
I was going to say, Erin, the way that my mum balances work life and being a mum is to get her kids to work for her.
Thank
heard.
God it was just that, he said. Actually, that's the other good thing about lockdown. It literally has worked out for me. I've got free labour from 2 people, so
I know.
yeah,
You've done well out of it.
And I'm just about out of the child labour zone, because they're too old to be child labour zone. But you know, they work, they don't get paid, they get on with it.
Yeah, they've got a good work ethic, those boys. Well done.
They are good, but okay. So we're being hurried along, apparently.
Okay, my last outfit, but I wanted to show it because it's probably the thing I'm living in the most in lockdown. So this is our collaboration with Spry, and it's white, comes in white and pink. I think it's about $2.25, and it's got the Lisou flying ladies on the side, which is your signature print that's been there from the beginning. And I just absolutely love this. It's so
they're $2.20, so another $5 off.
$2.20, and then you've got this beautiful. You can barely see it. Where is it? But it's embroidered Lisou on the pocket. Yeah, just there. So yeah, really beautifully done in collaboration with Daisy from Spry.
Yeah,
and it's super comfy, and it's just either really. You can actually make it quite sexy, this jumpsuit.
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah,
and it's quite.
You can put it with a heel, like a high heel.
Oh, I love that with the heel. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's quite good with just a plain black pump.
Beautiful.
You know. So anyway, yeah, we've probably been doing this for way too long now.
I know, but it's probably because we could just talk for hours about fashion between us. Can I just ask you a very quick question, which is, how do you see lockdown affecting business in terms of fashion going forward for smaller brands, especially actually for smaller independent brands?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were talking a lot about it this week, weren't we? I think the main thing that's happening right now, which I'm so happy about, is that Dries Van Noten has just spearheaded this whole kind of, I guess, document that he's getting, petition, I guess, if you will, to the whole fashion industry, to all the councils around the world. And he's got quite a few big name designers signed up already, and he's also got some big retailers signed up. So Lane Crawford are one of the first people to sign it. I think they're doing it in conjunction with him. Selfridges have signed it, Nordstrom's have signed it. So for me, this could be really this break and this pause and this sort of change in people's supply chain and product deliveries, pricing, sales, the sale kind of period, all that stuff. That's what they want to change because it was just getting so out of control.
Well, we've been saying this for ages, that, you know, when you're looking at someone doing 6 or 8 or more collections a year, like there isn't kind of, you know, why are we feeding into this thing where we feel that we just have to have every day there's got to be newness?
I know, and it's partially, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. The Americans are the ones that started it, to be honest. Even when I was buying way back in the day, the department stores were demanding product earlier and earlier so that they could mark it down. And then they started buying products at a markdown to sell it even cheaper. It was just it was out of control, and I didn't believe in it. And it's also one of the main reasons I left being a buyer, because I felt, you know, we used to buy collections as collections and hang them on a rail so that people could see how talented a designer was.
Yeah.
And now we're buying one piece or 2 pieces from a brand or a designer because that's the only thing that will sell because of Instagram. Yeah. So it's completely changed the way that people consume fashion, the way that people design fashion. You know, everything has to be eye-catching and bold and crazy and get the press and get the likes. Yeah. And I just don't really. I think this is going to be, this pause is great because it means that people are going to go back to consuming and buying less, but buying better quality. And investing in pieces. You know, Lisou is such a great price point. And I think, you know, to buy something from £250 to £500, you know you're going to have it forever. It's not seasonal. You can wear it, you know, for years to come.
Yeah.
The prints are all unique and hand drawn. I mean, you've got that's such an edge, I think, for the brand moving forward.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's nice again because it goes back to that vintage thing I was saying, where I think when prints are exclusive to a brand, it really makes them exclusives, because obviously we don't make thousands and thousands of runs of anything. So once you have
everything's very limited.
Yeah, once you have that print, you're going to be one of very few people who has it.
No, I think everyone's also very aware of where things are made, how things are made, how sustainable a brand is. You know, all of these things are, especially for the younger generation, it's very important to people where things are made now.
Just being transparent and accountability.
Absolutely.
Really being able to.
And I think Fashion Week's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how it unfolds. You know, I think we've already had Saint Laurent say they're not going to show on schedule anymore. They're going to do their own thing. You've had lots and lots of brands for June for London Fashion Week and New York Fashion Week confirm that they're going to do digital shows or, you know, kind of live trunk shows.
Sorry, that's my postman.
Your best friend.
My best friend. Wave the postman.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds, I think.
Yeah.
But
I think one thing I know I will really miss, because I don't think it'll ever go back to being this way. Paris with you during Fashion Week.
I know.
I mean, we have such a lovely, amazing giggle every night, and it is just that thing where you're working really hard all day, and then you kind of get to play quite hard at night and see
but
everyone in the industry.
The other thing I really loved about it, it was great that we had such a network of other brands, that we were all kind of talking to each other and sharing the sort of challenges that we were facing. And a lot of the people we were talking to and going out with were all women that had started their own brand, or, you know, so that was quite inspiring for me last time we were there.
Oh no, same.
This strong network of women.
And lovely that everyone really wanted to share as well their experiences. And I think there is that kind of really collaborative element when you get other people from independent brands, because we all know how much hard work it is.
It's true. It's a really nice feeling.
You know, even to have the confidence to start something. Because, you know, you can talk about something, but actually it's pretty scary to put yourself out there when it's something that's creative, that's really coming from your heart. You know,
well, that's why I'm like this with you. I could never do what you do, and I love working with you for that reason, because I'm good at supporting and nurturing, but I'm not as daring and sort of creative as you. So
vice versa for me. The love is mutual. Trust me, I couldn't do what you do.
Well, that's good.
So, and I've just got one more thing to say, because you were mentioning price point, which is really, really key. Which is that last week we had our promotion 20% off using the code GALE20, and we've chatted. Well, I was chatting to Gail, and who I adore. And she's
brilliant.
We made this decision just to extend it for another week, because she was saying a lot of her followers have been very interested, and we've had sort of really good reaction and feedback.
It's been great
from people.
Yeah, she's amazing. She has such an amazing following and active audience that just love to shop.
She's just a gorgeous human being, really. Just lovely person, as well as being very good at what she does. But
very good.
So don't forget, if you want 20% off, we're doing one more week only. It will end next Thursday. I can't even think what the date is next Thursday. What is it, Cam? It's next Thursday at midnight. So if you want your 20% off, get in there now, and the code is GAYLE20. Sorry, it ends on the 21st at midnight. So, so yeah, you know, get shopping, buy your investment pieces, whether it's this gorgeous number or anything else. And actually, even if you're in, do you know what? Why not just dress up? Why not just do something that makes you feel a little bit happy and a little bit, you know. And as I say, I kind of can't stop twirling whenever I'm wearing this dress.
I know. I mean, I've got to the point now where I'm so over it. I'm actually putting makeup on and wearing dresses at home. I just have to dress up sometimes.
Yeah. It's just for your psyche, really. I think it just makes you feel better.
Mentally.
So I'm being told by cameraman Cam, quite literally, yeah, he's like, yeah, all right.
Wrap it up.
Everyone's had enough of you. Stop. already.
Yeah, probably. We probably lost everyone now.
We probably have. It's just
Thank
you
you
and
so
I
much
having
for
a really
having me.
good time chatting.
We can do that offline.
We can do that offline. We drinks this evening.
Thank you for having me. It's so nice to see your face.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. Can't tell you how much I love you and how exciting it is to have met a kindred spirit. You are my first speed dial. Whenever I'm like, I want to party, I want to go out. And it's a really it's a really lovely thing in Team Lisou that we don't just work together, we actually hang out together after work.
Yeah, we're really close. Yeah, it's a great team.
Oh, well, listen, have a great rest of the day. Big love to you.